But AB Trades here. We're going to be going over our weekly Sunday stock talk. If you don't know who I am, I'm AB Trades and I teach people how to day trade options on this YouTube channel. If you have not been here, please peruse through my YouTube channel and take a look at all the videos that I have to offer. Everything from strategy videos to what you should be doing in pre-market prep and day trading strategies. I think I've already said that, but there's just so much on there that I kind of forget what's on there as well. Anyways, if you want me to cover your stocks, please click that first link below. It is the link to the Discord group where I can break down your stocks as you request them. And now let's get started. As always, we start off with SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF. SPY here is has one of the most liquid options tables and is basically the indicator for the market as it comprises the top 500 most common stocks. So if we can see here, SPY is the S&P 500 ETF, but ES is the S&P 500 futures, which opens up at around 5 CST PM on Sunday. So we can see that we already have some trading activity, and you can see here that the S&P 500 it gapped up, and now we're having a bit of a sell-off. So far we're having a sell-off, but we did gap up, which is semi-good news, right? But we're going to be seeing if we can hold where it gapped up from, right? This may be a gap fill to a push back up overnight. Again, we don't fully know what's going to happen overnight, but this does give us a good indication of what to watch out for. Now, going back to SPY, as we're watching that, let's go back to the daily chart here to give us a better perspective. Whoop, sorry, apologize for that. Let's go back here, maybe back a bit further. All right, sorry about that. Going on, so we had this bounce here at around this 275 level. We kind of pushed through these previous resistance points at around 280 and 277.5, and now we're headed back up to this resistance at around 293, 294. So that's what we're targeting here, right? We kind of formed this these two lower lows, and we still have these lower highs, but we actually, as we can see through ES, we actually gapped above. So we did make a higher high, which is what we were looking for to continue to the upside. So now that we made that higher high, hopefully we can come back down, maybe retest and push back up. But what we're looking for is those higher highs to form and those higher lows to form, because you can see here, we've been having this uptrend, which is formed of higher highs and higher lows. Then we made lower lows, and we made lower lows and lower highs. So we're looking to make that higher high to reverse back into that uptrend, setting up for maybe wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Again, however you want to chart this out. Hopefully we move up to the upside to retest 293, 294, maybe even 295 this week. All right, moving on to the stocks that y'all requested. First stock is GWW. Never heard of this stock, so we're going to look at the trade tab real quick. GWW, looking at the trade tab here, we do have weeklies. The volume is way too low. The spread is about $40 a contract, not worth my time. Moving on, IWM. This is like SPY, but for a different type of index. It's the Russell 2000 ETF. Looking here, we did actually have that pull back, making those lower lows as well. And despite the 2 red days previously, we are trying to push up. It's weird to see that IWM had those 2 red days, despite SPY pushing up huge the past week, almost every single day. So now we're actually getting some momentum to the upside, which is good to see. It looks like here that we had this area of support / resistance at around 152. So we'll be watching for IWM to test that 152 level tomorrow and this week. Looking up next is Facebook here. Facebook took that dip into 162.5. Buyers stepped in, confirmed by volume, and then we came back up. We still do have this downtrend facing up at around this resistance of 175. So watch out for this 175, 177.5 area to act as resistance on the way down, on the way up. You can see here that we could hit this, pull back, and then maybe push straight through it. But we will have something happen in this square region. Next one to cover is the QQQs. So the QQQs is like SPY as well, but for the NASDAQ ETF. So looking here, we can see that we did try to push like SPY, and we're trying to make that higher high, but we have not yet made that higher high. And we do have, if we trace the tops here, we have broken above this downtrend here. You can see we did break above with strength, but the volume is actually kind of lacking in my opinion. We could see volume start to pick up more, hopefully, and get up to retest those highs. Again, nothing is stopping it retest those highs except 186, which we do have time to get to this week. Looking up next is Amazon. Amazon here, we're starting to push hard after we found some support at 1750, 1700 area. We found some support, now we're pushing back up. Watch for this area, especially right here, to play as a resistance zone because of where we had this pass, and then we kind of used it as support, and then we broke through. So watch this as your resistance point here at around 182.92 until we can break above that. Looking at next, we have QCOM and Nike. So looking here at QCOM, we're kind of starting to build that support. We have this previous downtrend that you can see here, right? And now we have this consolidation. Volume has also started to consolidate as well, so we're just waiting for that breakout. We can either get the breakout to the upside above like 69.70 level, or we can actually break down below 66.64. Let's see what else we have here. We also have Nike. I have not traded Nike, so I'm going to look at the trade tab real quick. Volume is decent. The spread is not the best, but just watch out for trend levels and all that. Good support and resistances around here, around $83, $84 of support, and then up here at around 88 as a resistance. Just quickly moving on, we have TLT, which is I believe bonds. Let's continue on. Yep, it's a 20-year bond. We can see here we're actually starting to push up. We have a lot of resistance here at around 132.58. We can definitely see it to get above this high here and start to continue up, but again, that might have some opposite effects with SPY here, as it has some tendencies to work against each other every once in a while. The reason being is bonds give such a low percentage, but it's guaranteed. In the stock market, when it's dropping, people usually move to bonds, so that's why bonds tend to go up when the market's dropping and vice versa. Again, that's not 100% of the reason, but that has some to do with it. Looking at here is GLD. We've been seeing a lot with gold recently. Gold has reached an outbreak time. If you look at the /GC futures of gold futures, we can see that we do have a lot of room to break up to the upside. We're now seeing that resistance here at around 127.25. But if we can get above this level, maybe pull back a bit to around 125 where we see support here in the past, and then break up higher, we can get that 1, 2, 3 break, and then we can see gold start to fully rip up to the upside. Let's see, look at these other stocks, MSFT being one of them here. We can see that MSFT, we kind of had that huge dip, and then we had that big push up to the upside. We knew something was going to happen in this area because volume started to consolidate, the price started to consolidate, and now we started to get this move up. But again, I don't know if this move can sustain. We're going to be looking to see if we can continue the green move or get red tomorrow to see if we're going to get put back into consolidation or back into an uptrend movement. TEVA. I know this is a good stock. I don't trade it much, but I know that the options are usually fairly liquid. Again, guys, we're just breaking through supports here. Looking at these whole dollar supports, we just keep breaking, so it may be a short until we can get above this, fill this first gap zone. Looking here, we also have Starbucks, SBUX, requested. Let's see what we got here. Starbucks seems like it's starting to break up to new highs, which is always a great thing to see here. We got a lot of movement to the upside. Just watch those whole number price points. Like, it looks like we're going to be moving into $84, $85 as our resistances this week. Let's see what else we got. We got INTC XOP. That's actually one. This is going to be our oil and gas. If you can see here, we're actually starting to be, we're very range bound, and now we're starting to sell off, but we're starting to find some support here at around this $27 price point, which again is either going to be good or bad depending on which way we break. So really, we're just waiting for something to happen here, either a breakdown lower or a breakdown to the upside to see what exactly will happen. ITEL, Corporation here. We started to build that support here around 43. I was saying, hey, watch 45 and watch 43 right to trade range bound until we break above. Looks like we're breaking above, so I want to see our resistance coming into play until around here at around $48, where we have this consolidation and resistance area. Tesla and SHOP being Shopify. So looking here at Tesla, you can see that we actually have this bounce, and now we have two dojis forming at around this 200 price point. So I'll say watch for a sell-off because two dojis in a row at a resistance point is showing weakness. But again, if we can break up, then that would show major signs of strength despite the weakness that is sitting in the market. Looking at the next stock being SHOP, Shopify. We're breaking up to higher highs. Watch those whole number levels like 310, 311, 312 as your resistances as you break up. This is a little overextended. Wait for a pullback, and then maybe we could see something to happen there. We also have Disney here on the week. We're kind of breaking up to the upside. We're not going to have a really big resistance until 142. But again, we have been pushing a bit too much. You never see usually, if you look back in the past, Disney pushes up some, then has that nice push up, and then that nice pullback to complement it on the way up. And we have not yet had that pullback, so just await that as well. Looks like we can also include AMD on the watch list here. AMD bouncing at this trend line that we've had for a while, breaking above that $30 price point, like I mentioned in other Sunday Stock Talks, and pushing up to the high of around 34. So again, just watch out for that high at around 34 here to play as resistance, maybe a pullback down to the trend line and higher. Let's see here. Anything interesting? JPM. Looking at JPM here. I think that may be our last stock of the night. If I did not cover your stocks, I'm sorry. I just didn't want the video to run long, so I covered some of the most popular ones. All right, moving on here. We can see that we had this trading range here where it gapped up, and now we're trying to play back into that range. So hopefully we can break above 110 and start pushing higher or break lower. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See y'all tomorrow.